Welcome into the Toyota Lounge. This is the DNVR Avalanche pregame show powered by your front-rank Toyota dealerships and brought to you by Coors Light and Bet365. It's game 3. Avs versus Jets. AJ's making a face at me already. Sam Girard is taking warm-ups. Expected to play, given that.
Also, Nikolai Kovalenko just scored for the Eagles.
He did indeed. Whoop, whoop.
So he can score. If they
North
lose,
America.
their season will end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He'll probably get a knee injury with 2 minutes to go.
Oh,
we can
God,
restart this whole fucking thing.
Please don't do that.
God!
Look, no bones about it. Tonight, kind of a pivotal moment in the series, right? One of these teams is going to come out of tonight in the driver's seat of this series. Let me ask you this, though. Is it that much more important because of matinee weirdness, given that Game 4 is a 12:30 game?
No, I think it's. I don't think that increases the importance of it. Whoever wins tonight has home ice advantage.
That is
for
true.
the second half of the series, and that opens up the possibility of matinee weirdness, giving one of these teams a 3-1 lead, and
tough from there.
Yeah, I mean it's. You win this game, you're in the driver's seat of this bad boy moving forward. So go win it.
Yep.
And they've done it all year. I mean, all year long in that building, they've been dominant. I was looking at the stats that I saw, I don't know where, but they're first in almost every category at home. Like, it's crazy. So all you got to do is just go duplicate what you did. And we always say, put everything out in the regular season. It's playoffs, a new season. I'm not taking that back. What I'm saying is you feel comfortable at home. You like the way your coaching staff approaches the game. You like the way your stars, especially McKinnon, approaches the games at home. Obviously, this year being outstanding with having a point at home almost every game except 2 or 1, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I mean by that. They're comfortable. They obviously had a big road win. People always talk about you got to win on the road, like in the playoffs to win series. But, boy, you got to win at home. I mean, you got to win at home. And I think this is a crucial game tonight. I agree with you. Whoever wins that one is in the driver's seat, you know what I mean, with the weirdness of Sunday. And then is it 2 days again after? Or is it there's a 2-day break in there somewhere with this? No, there's no more 2-day break.
It's not the rest of the series.
Oh, yeah, there's been a 2-day break now. Sorry, yeah. Yep. So, yeah, it's a big game. So, like you said, just go out and go do it.
You also have, like...
I forgot what
I was going to say. As soon as I started talking, my brain just cleared.
Talking about a 2-day break, we're talking about, whatever.
While you think about that, I want to feed the fuel.
I remember. We talked about the beginning of the series that Winnipeg's the higher seed. They've got home ice first. When you get deeper into this series, the pressure is more on them.
Yep.
Because the expectations were more on them walking in. No matter what Nikolai Ehlers wants to tell himself. But also, given how last year's first-round series against Vegas went, they won like 5-1 at home.
Yep.
They lost 5-2 in Game 2.
And then it was off a cliff.
And then they lose the big overtime game. And then they got smoked at the end of the second half of the series. They lost going away. The repeat of that, after such an encouraging regular season for them, where they're not a wild card team. They're the second seed in the Central. A repeat of that performance, if the Avs win tonight, that media is going to start to swarm. Because all of a sudden it's going to be...
Is it happening again? Yeah.
Oh my God, here we go again. What do we do? How do we fix this? How do we move forward? Are we just not built for the postseason? How can we better prepare for this?
Yep.
So that pressure will ratchet up on them more and more and more. If the Avs lose tonight, this is still a team that's just like, we've walked through fire over and over with this core. We are always comfortable.
Yep. Never down, never out of it.
We will always be comfortable as long as there is a game for us to continue to play.
Yep.
We will believe that we can win it. And I think the emotional pressure ratchets up on Winnipeg so much if the Avs win this tonight.
I want to feed into this a little bit just because I find it amusing. So don't take it all that seriously. But we've talked before about the altitude. But we've had conversations about how a lot of guys say, you know what? 24 hours in and out, it's not that bad. But you not only have 2 games in Colorado here, you also had a 2-day break. They flew in on Wednesday, and then you had all of Thursday. Now it's Friday. Avs have their legs. Can you see the Jets gas out a little bit tonight?
Well, I mean, this is what I've seen over the years. Playing and working for the team and stuff, and the team's coming in. I agree with you. It's always, I've always heard from visiting team, it's always worse day 2, 3, and 4. You know what I mean? Than it is like we come in, play. So usually in a 2-game series that you're here, usually you'll see they feel better the first game they're here, then the second game they don't feel good. You know, and history kind of says it over the years a little bit. Some of those second games have been bad here for the opposition. Yeah, I mean, that's a choice. I mean, whatever. I'm sure they looked into it, you know, but I wouldn't have come here earlier. That's just me living here.
We saw the Stanley Cup final. Tampa Bay got here the day before. They did not get here 1 second earlier than they needed to be.
Yep.
And got smoked in those first 2 games. I mean, game 1 was overtime, but the Avs came out absolutely on fire in that game and could have buried a lesser team. And then game 2, they had one of the great blowouts in recent Stanley Cup final history.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Florida back then.
It is an interesting. Well, and
Chicago,
then game 5.
I'm just saying.
Game 5, when they were just in and out again, they were fine.
That's my point.
Great hockey game, though.
It was a great game.
Anyway.
Enough about the altitude. Let's get into the real keys for tonight's game with Big E's 3 of them for game 3.
Well, I mean, feel the energy from the crowd. Everyone's been talking about how great it was in Winnipeg with the whiteout, and I'm sure it was awesome. And but Ball Arena's been great over the years. I mean, it's always there's been some great hockey here the last 25 years or so, and playoffs is always a different atmosphere, a little like notch above, right? So feed off the energy from the crowd. Go after them right away. Don't wait. Speed kills, and then play under control. Like we always say, you know what I mean? Like, don't just be so stupid because you're so amped up and you go do something that's not very smart. So feed off the crowd, but be under control. We talked about it yesterday a little bit. Control the matchups. Expose a few holes on it. They made some changes, right? Like Stanley's not there tonight. Schmidt's coming in. Again, is his confidence shaky a little bit? Maybe. I mean, you're a veteran guy and you're not in the lineup. You're a scratch, so expose a few holes they got on D. I mean, dealer's choice, right? Like, do you want to go... You were talking about that yesterday. You know, like, you want to go mano-a-mano with Larry? You want to go with Scheifele? I mean, it's dealer's choice. It's your home ice. You decide, you know? So, control the pace of the game. Control the pace of the game. The Avs are a fast-paced team, and I'm not saying Winnipeg is slow, but I'm saying is the Avs are the fastest team in the league. So, control the pace of the game. Dictate the play and go after them. 3, toes facing, not Jonathan Taze, but toes facing their end. It's so important to make their Ds turn around and face their own goalie. It makes you make wrong decisions. It makes you miss assignments. It's very important to make it hard on their D and then make them make decisions. So play, not just one at, hey, I'm all for the rush. I'm all for awesome rush chances, but no one and done in the offensive zone. Get it down there. Go play below the goal line. Make them make bad decisions.
On that last point, traditionally with this core, the Avs have been one of the teams with the highest rates of controlled zone entries in the NHL. But you look at these last 2 games against Winnipeg, and you look at how effective their forecheck has been. You're probably okay with playing a little bit more dump and chase. That's not the only thing you can do. You have to play some with control, but...
Well, they do have weapons to do that now. Just look at, you know, Bucky messes up, but Trenton's right on his sandwich there. I mean, holy crap. He's like like I was on those chicken wings at the bar tonight. I woofed
Those things
down.
disappeared.
They were
brother.
gone.
I
quick,
woofed
yeah.
them down. I was like trending on Hellebuck there with those wings. So come on down to DNVR bar. Like awesome food, awesome atmosphere for the games. But it was fun. It was fun to see Trennan's. It's fun to see Duane. It's fun. Obviously, Val is he's a hunter. He's a hound dog. I mean, this guy's nuts. So you're right. They do have a little bit more weapons nowadays, to play that style of game a little bit. We don't want them to just dump and chase. That's not what we're saying. Colorado Avalanche are beautiful, and they make plays in Middlestat and McKinnon and all those guys. But there's a time and a place for that, but there's a time and a place to lay it soft. I saw Boston yesterday. I thought they were awesome at just laying it soft, let guys skate into it, make some plays. So it'd be fun to see and interesting to watch.
It's going to be a game. I am very, very curious. Yes, Sam Girard is officially in the lineup, so the Avs have that going on their defensive side.
He was on PP2 this morning at practice, and he was flying. He'll be good to go.
Looking forward to it. I am a little bit curious how the D pairs do shake out. AJ, Makar, and Taves, just lock them back in together. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so, but just had to make sure.
Some say Bo Nix might be in the lineup tonight for the Avs, controlling the power play. Quarterback on the power play.
Safest QB in college football? Is that what it? I don't know. I don't know anything about college football. Sorry.
I don't want to get into it.
Look, we had talk with Jared Bednar at pregame. Morning skate, I suppose, not pregame, really. So let's hear what he had to say about a couple of the guys, including Zach Parise.
Jared, 20 combined goals through 2 games. I think this is the highest scoring series in the playoffs. Do you expect that to continue, or at some point might we start to see some, 2-1, 3-2 kind of games, or just too much talent on these teams for that?
It's hard to predict, around the league, you think one game's going to be hard fought, low scoring. And I thought both those games that we just played in Winnipeg were hard fought and high intensity. But good players are making plays, and even though both teams are defending hard and doing the right things structurally, there's still been some breakdowns, and guys have been capitalizing on that. So it's too hard to predict. I mean, certainly we have some things that we want to clean up on the defensive side of it, but at the same time, we want to keep doing what we're doing on the offensive side. So, and building off that. So you just never know. You got to play the game the way it's presented in front of you, and some nights they take a turn that you're not expecting.
Go ahead.
Arbit Holm was called up this morning, but Eustace has been on the ice 2 days. Is he feeling good enough to back up tonight?
Yes.
Ken Campbell.
Jared, I just wanted to ask you about Cale Makar. I mean, earlier this year when he kept hitting those milestones and everybody was saying, okay, well, he's ahead of Bobby Orr in this respect and that respect. And I think the first inclination is to go, no, it's outrageous to compare him to Bobby Orr, but I don't know, maybe it's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's comparing players from different eras is always tough, and I think there's a bias when you grow up watching certain guys that, were so great at what they did, and then now there's a player or players around the league that are currently breaking records. It's just, I think it's hard. I mean, everyone's going to have their own opinion on it, but certainly I think that, Cale's deserving of, some of that credit that he gets. I mean, that he's an elite player early in his career. His numbers would say that, the eye test says that. So I think it's a matter of time, It's a matter of time before everyone kind of sees what he's capable of, and just watching his career unfold. But certainly there's an appreciation here in Denver, and I think growing across North America anyway, of what he's able to do and how he's able to play in a really tough league.
Ryan Clark.
Granted, you've had Zach Parise just for a little bit, but how would you describe the impact that he's had in this dressing room, almost like a leader, like a pilot or an engine, if you will? Like, how big has he been in terms of just cultivating sort of the culture here and just sort of what he's been able to help guys with?
I think it's big. I don't think any addition that you make to your team that fits and is able to contribute on the ice and bring that experience, I think, is invaluable. I don't think you can ever have enough of it. We've got a great leadership group in our room. Some guys wearing letters, some guys not, some guys more experienced than others, but they all have their own unique way of contributing to the overall growth of our team, and Zach's one of those guys. I think he's clearly a guy that we'd like to help win, and so that added motivation doesn't hurt. But he's been through ups and downs in playoff series and seasons. He's gotten close, and now he's trying to win. And I think when you can add that motivation to a group, when they really get to know the guy and like the guy, that can help you. So yeah, but he's been a great addition to our team in so many ways, and part of it is only one small part of it is his leadership.
So maybe a little bit of win one for the Gipper. Zach Parise is in the room a little bit.
I told you. Y'all kept making fun of me for that whole slant, but I'm telling you, every cup contender wants to get one old guy who hasn't won it so that they can all rally around behind him.
Yeah.
You're always looking for motivation somewhere. And if you don't have it in the nobody believes in us angle, go get yourself an old guy.
Fair enough. Tell you what motivates me.
Dallas is not doing very well with this, by the way.
They are not.
They are loading up on old guys who haven't won Stanley Cups, and it has not served them well so far.
Turns out when you get more than one or two, you just become a retirement home.
Well, and it's like you have the extremes. You've got rookies. You've got guys with 1,200 games who haven't won a cup. You got very little in between. Your in between is Matt Duchene. Y'all, that ain't good enough.
Anyway, what motivates me? Not so much old guys, but Circle K snacks. So let's get into it. Who's going to eat tonight on home ice?
Oh, yeah.
Where the Avs have dominated. Eric had his eater submitted yesterday morning.
Last night. I got to go back to it just to make sure, but I sent it to Tiff. I said, the dog. I got to pick the dog because he's been unbelievable at home.
Yep.
He's been good the first two games, but he can be great. And I feel tonight he's going to be great. I think you're going to see vintage McKinnon. He's my Circle K dog eater tonight. I'm excited for it.
He's got to be good for Colorado. He can absolutely, maybe not entirely by himself, but can certainly change the shape of a game. No doubt about
Absolutely.
it. AJ, who you taking?
You're up next.
Okay, fine.
That's code for I haven't figured it out yet.
You guys can take the dog, too.
I'm going to go with Casey Middlestat.
Shit!
On this one. I let you go
I know.
first, boy.
Mistakes were made.
Look, the Middlestat one, not only has, I think, through the first two games, his play trended in the right direction, and I want to continue to see that going. If Casey Middlestat can become a difference maker night in and night out for Colorado, they're going to go a long way in these playoffs. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because the Avs top six starts to look real dangerous if that guy is producing with regularity. We've had the conversations about Mikko and stuff too, but Casey making them a true bona fide two-line threat down the middle. Tough to stop that.
Please hard match Casey Middlestat against Mark Scheifele.
Just let him eat that dude
Let
up.
McKinnon run wild on everybody else, and let Middlestat have Scheifele.
I'm in for it.
If you're going to win a Stanley Cup, Casey Middlestat has to be able to win in a more defensive-ish role.
Yeah, true.
Than you would think for a guy of his skill set, but playing alongside Arturi Lehkonen.
Yeah.
That's one of your best defensive forwards. You want that guy in your defensive zone, getting pucks out, moving it. Middlestat is good along the wall. He's very smart. He's got a lot of puck skill. Get him going from defense to offense. Give him the top-line matchup. Let Nathan McKinnon have whatever he's going to have against everybody else.
I agree. It's a good pick because he was the last guy off the ice this morning. He's working with Toby, skills coach Peterson, picking up pucks off the wall, and it was so fun to watch. I was with my youngest watching, and his hands are sick. I mean, honestly, but it's also a lot of freaking reps too. You know what I mean? Like, and you could tell this morning, nothing like where your heart rate's going, you know what I mean? More like just picking up pucks off the wall and then, giving it back to Toby. Picking up pucks off the wall, cutting in the middle. It was fun to watch, and he was the last guy off the ice for the Avalanche, and by a mile, actually. So you can tell he's having fun. He's embracing being in the playoffs for the first time in his career. So great pick by my buddy Rudo here. for his Circle K
When you talk
eater.
about details,
Yep.
Yeah.
those are details.
Yeah.
That's him working on a very specific portion of his game
Absolutely.
over and over
Yeah.
because he wants to get that detail down. I've been really impressed with the work. It hasn't always translated to results, and it certainly hasn't translated to the box score yet.
Yep.
But I want it for him. I want it for the Avs.
Who you taking then?
Mikko Rantanen. I have decided I am taking Mikko Rantanen
Until
every
it
game
happens.
until we get a true Mikko Rantanen stomp.
I'm here for it.
So
I love
Home
it.
ice tonight. No better game than right now for Mikko. No doubt about it.
Go crazy tonight. Get that 2-1 lead, my guy.
Yep.
I get tired of hearing it, but let's go. Moose is loose territory.
Hey, look, I tell you what. Those 3 eaters play tonight. The Avs win this hockey game.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Throw a Cale Makar in there too. You're feeling all right.
and a Georgiev.
Of course.
Keep the
Of
story
course.
going.
Of
Keep the
course.
story going.
Of course, we need
Don't
Georgiev on.
hamburglar us.
Do no one game wonders
Yeah.
here.
Don't hamburglar me, Georgie.
Those are our Circle K eaters. Make sure you get to Circle K and become part of the Inner Circle Rewards program. Use that QR code on screen or go to circlek.com/innercircle to get a bunch of amazing rewards, including 25 cents off a gallon on your first 5 fill-ups and game day snack deals every single day with Circle K. All right, look. First time these playoffs, the Avs get the home ice. Do not come out and start slow. Get out there, get the crowd into it. Don't give up some nonsense on the first shot of the game or anything. Get Ball Arena rocking. We know this team loves to play with that crowd behind
Get
them.
the pom-poms.
Yep.
Control your emotions. Control your
Exactly.
emotions. Get on top of stuff, like I said. Like I got on those chicken wings. But be under control. Like I didn't have sauce up to my ears. I didn't have ranch going down my chin, you know. But I was really going hard at it. So, you know what I mean? Get out there. Don't take penalties. Be smart. Feed off the crowd. The crowd is a big factor tonight in the game. And that's why you get home games. That's why it's fun to play under the home crowd, especially when things go well. Maybe not in Toronto because it gets pretty quiet when things go south. But this is Ball Arena. It's rocking. It's going to rock tonight.
Who would you say is the Avs' emotional leader?
For me, it's McKinnon. Like,
Okay.
whenever you see him going, people get on their, right? They get on top of their, whoa! You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing, right? He gets you out of your seat. And I'm from Montreal, so I always go back to that. And when I was young, it was Guy Lafleur. You know what I mean? Like, the hair was flying and the jersey was flopping. And, McKinnon, he's got that thing in him. You know what I mean? That it factor. He gets the puck and you're like, you just adjust your, right? You're like, oh, God, like, what's going on, So I think he's the guy tonight. He sets the tone. And then the opposition is like, holy crapper, what's going on here? So he's a big factor when he gets going. And you can see when he has his legs, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like he quite had his legs in Winnipeg, I feel that tonight he's going to have them.
It's Cale.
I think they certainly balance each other a little bit.
I mean, it's thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
I mean, fire and ice.
Yeah.
Which one you
like
want?
those two. Yeah.
McKinnon, when you want to get up on some crazy high energy. Cale, when it's like, all right, let's settle in here, boys. Let's give it a, keep working, but don't lose your mind yelling at the refs, maybe.
Cale's like an artist, you know what I mean? He's so friggin' nice. He's so beautiful. It's like a painting, you know what I mean? Like, where Nate's a little more brute, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely a lot more brute. All right, let's get into my bets for the night. Presented by Bet365. I'm taking eaters, both McKinnon and Mikko. I'm saying they're having 2-point nights. I'm taking the Avs to win. You can parlay it all together, boosted to plus 275 for the Avs. On home ice, you got a pretty good chance of that happening. So why
like
not
it.
go with it? Go with my bet on Bet365 or take whatever else suits your fancy. If you want an emotional hedge, you can always bet on the Jets. That way, the Avs win and you're happy, or you win money and you're happy, right? So whatever works for you. Do it with Bet365. When you sign up with them, make sure you use the DNVR 365 code to get amazing boosts every single day. And of course, when you gamble with Bet365, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Look, games like these ones, it's why you wait. It's why you sit around all year, right? Big games, big moments, big opportunities.
Game one is what it is. Somebody's
Yeah,
walking out
right,
1-0.
exactly.
That's what the series will look like. But everything after that, it just gets a little more important every game.
Yep. Who knows what's going to happen? I won't make anyone do any predictions tonight, but we will enjoy the game, and we will be doing it with a watch-along, so come join us for that. Or at very least, join us for a post-game where no matter what happens, we'll break it all down for you. It looks like puck drop just under 10 minutes away, so I timed this almost perfectly. We appreciate y'all. We're going to go live with our watch-along in just a few minutes here. We'll talk to you soon.
We all silly like the mayor.